And good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm pretty awesome right now. So, my last few videos, I have been trying to get people to understand that there is a difference between witchcraft and being a religion or a spirituality. And a lot of people, I think, still don't understand that there is a difference. And I don't even know if they understand what spirituality means. So let's define it. Spirituality.
According to ReachOut.com, religion is a specific set of organized beliefs and practices, usually shared by a community or group. Spirituality is more of an individual practice and has to do with having a sense of peace and purpose. It also relates to the process of developing beliefs around the meaning of life and connection with others.
Isn't that wonderful? There. Meaning of life. That's a very general concept. Part of spirituality is how to live life. A religion is to have a very strict sets of rules. And a lot of the people that I've been dealing with, they're talking about spirituality and there are no rules. But I keep on saying, even with that, excuse me, there are some rules. Now, so I guess I got to go into better detail on this. Part of your spirituality is having a set code of ethics on what is allowable and what isn't. Such as with the unfortunate Christian 10 Commandments that they love to throw up there. We have to have a set of ethics. I found it interesting that on another video from somebody that doesn't like me, what a shock, they're talking and saying that I have no morals or ethical. Well, I'm not perfect, but I got a good set of ethics. But we have to have a set of ethics, and we have to follow them. A lot of people want to talk about their magic life. In magic, there is that threefold rule, the karma, rules of retribution. Threefold rule, I believe I mentioned, which says if you do something, it will return to you. So do something good, and good will return to you. Do something bad, bad will return to you. But who determines what's good and what's bad? Well, you do, through your ethics. There are things that you rule by yourself that say this is wrong and this is right. We don't do this, but we do this. Okay. This notebook right here, of course you can't see it, it's green. I got a green screen, but this notebook right here is my code of ethics. I decided a while back to go through and write down rules that I will follow. And you might think that I'm being hardcore, but these are the rules I follow. And we all need to have a set of rules and enforce them upon ourselves. When you go, there are no rules, and that it means that you're running around with all these gray areas. There are things that are right and things that are wrong. Such as you should not be doing something then condemn somebody else for doing the same darn thing. That is ethically wrong. Hint. And so if you're complaining about people doing stuff that you do yourself, that is ethically wrong, and thus you should have some repercussions for that if you follow the threefold rule, rules of retribution, karma, blah, blah, blah. Some of these things are an automatic, but I think that we should all write them down to have them down in writing, because I think so many people have so many gray areas where they are allowing their friends, people that they know, family members, to get away with murder, while somebody else that they don't know, they're going to come crushing down upon. Such as that video I made, where I use clips from one person's video. Well, in that response to that my troll named Lippy, she cussed me out. She insulted me, and fine. One of the people that was making comments on her video was a guy that does the same thing that I did. I have done this type of thing just a few times, but this one guy has done it repeatedly. He does it I'd say about every other week. They were accusing me of stealing, but for him, it was all right. Now, for all the people that know of the guy that makes these other videos, and they don't say anything to him, but they chastise me, they are as bad as the Christians out there that want to pass these freedom of religion laws where they can discriminate against people of different beliefs. They're just as bad, because this guy, he makes videos and he goes after Christians who make false claims about paganism. I went after a pagan who was making, in my opinion, false claims about paganism. I was attacked. I was chastised. This other guy, nobody gives a crap. So, one of the rules that I have upon myself is basically, if an action is wrong, it is wrong for everybody. Okay? It's that simple. I got quite a few on here, and I wanted to say some of these. Maybe some of you will understand the way I am. Introduction here. Code of Ethics. This notebook is to be used to record my rules and judgments. Life is a series of choices. Every choice has a result that will affect the rest of my life in some manner. Each entry shall state my stance and why I feel that way. As George Carlin said when he was talking about the Ten Commandments, make it kind of positive, because the Ten Commandments were thou shalt not this, thou shalt not that, do not do this, do not do that. So here's a few of mine. Work ethic. A true measure of a person is the work effort they give daily. Now, don't be lazy. Don't complain about people that are lazy if you're no better. And, you see the people that works, those are the people that you can depend on. A warrior doesn't always use a sword to fight his battles. A keen wit is sharper than any sword. Okay? I try to be intelligent. I try to research my information before I open up my big yap. Do the right thing, even if it's the unpopular thing. What I do earns a lot of thumbs down on my YouTube videos. And I'm fine with that. I'm fighting what I think is the right thing. The truth is worth fighting for. There, it's plain and simple. If you see a misconception, a lie, fight it. Fight for the truth. Fight for what's fact. Make a difference. Don't hide in the shadows. We have too many people that want to kind of hide and not make an impact in life. I'm willing to make the impact in life. And like the young lady that I made that video about, she was fine with everything, saying whatever the heck she wants to, until somebody called her out on it. And then, I was evil and harassing her. Now, one other part in here is to hold myself accountable. For my actions, only I am responsible. So when I screw up, I have to do two things if it affects another person. First thing is I got to go look in the mirror and admit what I did wrong. I know that might sound corny to a lot of people, but if you can't look in the mirror and admit that you did it wrong, you're weak. And you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. Then, if I hurt somebody or I messed up in some manner where somebody was falsely accused of doing something, whatever the case may be, I have to, as soon as possible, get in contact with that person and apologize and admit that I was wrong. That is accountability. And accountability is important. We have, in my opinion, too many people that are not willing to take account for their lives. They're not going to take responsibility for their actions. There's always an excuse. There's always some other reason they cannot admit that they screwed up. And this is an important part of spirituality. And it also affects your magic as well. I know a lot of you are probably wondering, no, it doesn't. It can't affect your magic, but it does. In a lot of rituals, we are trying to, summon energies from a god, ask assistance from a god or goddess, okay? Well, if you can't follow any ethics, if you can't do what you write down, what you believe in, you are not a worthy person. If karma owes you big time because you do a lot of bad things, why would any god or goddess want to help you out? You got to be a good person. You got to be a worthy person. And if your spirit is full of negativity, wishy-washy rules, and double standards, they're going to ignore you. You got to be a good person. So how many of you can look in the mirror and say that you're a good person? That is the question.